So this is an old video that you're going to watch. I started filming in November 2023 and it took me a year to post. So these are all archived clips. Some of my thoughts might have changed, some might stay the same, but I'd like to post them because it's part of the journey and it's important to me and they matter to me. And it shows the journey and shows different thoughts I was going through compared to now, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the video. Peace. I did just want to talk about I guess the last few videos and last few weeks, the way I've been feeling. Definitely the last week. On feeling this intense drive, intense energy towards using my time the most useful and the most, I don't know, actually just using my time rather than just letting it slip by and, needing a rest and stuff like that. I keep seeing TikToks and Reels and stuff like that about, taking it slow and, really appreciating life and the slow life. And I get the juxtaposition between that and what I'm talking about in terms of, use every hour of the day that you can, and try and work hard exercising, or at least just keep doing it, and work hard at work, and not really focus on getting rest. And I think that for me is the point. It's, don't focus on getting the rest, but when you get the rest, when you get that time to slow down, really just sit there and appreciate it. Sit down and feel it. Because I understand that, you're seeing these grass fields and forests and stuff like that, and saying slow down and feel and appreciate life. Don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love that. That's what I want in my life. But to appreciate that, I think you really do have to go through working hard. And I wouldn't even class that I work hard. It might sound like I say that I do, but there's always more. Like I've said before, the comparison, there is always more. You can keep trying for more. But you do still have to look at that balance. Like, I've had the rest in the past. I've rested in the past. I've took it easy. I've took it slow. The majority of my life, really. If I'm thinking about it, I've not really ever been intense. And it's been 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? It might just be a month feeling, or we might be coming to the end of it. You don't know. If I think back to a month of videos ago, filming, I weren't feeling like this. I don't even think I was filming. I think I was feeling a bit somber. I had shit. I had a period of rest, of settling down, especially when it came to these videos and thoughts. So I do think it's waves. I think it does come in waves for me, or that's what I've seemed to experience. And that's the point, that it does change, and that the feelings that you're feeling right now aren't just constant, aren't just forever. That's what I've noticed in me. Within a month, within a month, I'm having completely different thoughts and feelings. That's another reason of why I've been filming these things, these videos, and talking, to show that how my emotions do actually fluctuate. Next week I could literally be talking about chilling. I mean, we've got a bank holiday. I think we've got a bank holiday. got a bank holiday this Friday. It's a longer weekend. You know, I might just turn into relaxing, and I might injure myself, so it might be a period of rest. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen, so I think you do have to just sort of take what's coming right now, and one, appreciate it, and two, lean into it, because you don't know when it's going to go, just like you don't know when life's going to change. I think that's why I am appreciating life right now so much, and what's going on, because life has been different, and I know life's going to change. I know this isn't, you know, right now isn't forever. I understand that. And sometimes you've got to not worry so much about the fact that it's going to change, and just either appreciate the moment, or sit in the moment, or just keep going with the moment. And, you know, even if it's you're going through a bad time, do it exactly the same. You've got to sit in it, you've got to feel it. I think that the harder you feel it, the faster you come out of it. Now, I'm not the one to speak about something like that, because, you know, I've never hit rock bottom. I've never had an extreme traumatic time in my life, like an extreme that, you know, that cripples me. I've had sad times and difficult times, don't get me wrong. Like I said, you can always compare. So I'm not the one to fully talk about hitting rock bottom and sitting there and feeling it, but I don't imagine that it's such a bad thing. As long as you keep going, that's your foundation. You've got to just keep going. And if you keep going, you can sit and you can feel the emotions. You know, you don't have to take a pill to block the emotions and to numb yourself, because you can have faith that you're going to keep going. And you've just got to you just got to tell yourself to keep going. You've got to get a strong foundation of a belief. You know what I mean? Where you're not going to commit suicide. Or not even that extreme. You're not going to self-sabotage in ways that are going to ruin your life or change your life. And if they do, keep going. You know what I mean? As long as you keep going. I know Cameron Haynes says keep hammering, and it's completely true. You just got to keep going. You know, I was thinking the other day, there isn't really success and failure. Like, you don't ever really succeed and fail. It is just a continuous cycle. You are just up and down. When you see these celebrities succeed in different things, and then they get cancelled, and then they come back and succeed, and then they drop off or change to something else, and they're not as good in that thing, but then they succeed, and then they fail. It's a continuous thing, because there's no end. There is no end until you die, and you're never going to feel that success or failure. You're never going to feel if you failed in life. You're going to feel failure, and you are going to feel success, but it's never going to be an end result, which you can always think of as a positive. When you don't feel good, when you feel like a failure, it's like, well, yeah, but there's only one way to go from there. You know, you're heading towards success as long as you keep going. But yeah, if you are going through something bad, I feel like you should just sit in it and feel it and really understand it, and really sort of hurt and be sad for a while, because then you can appreciate the opposite when it comes, and when you try and get it, and when you keep on going, and when you try and flip it around for however long it takes, eventually the tide changes, because you can only sit in such a negative position for so long where then everything else changes. Your perspective of what's tough and what's bad changes. Anything that eases up off that is now good. But yeah, it's at work now, so peace.